I'm Dr. Nate Akpich, and in this 4-in-4 video, I'll be summarizing findings from 2022 article led by my colleague, Dr. Jen Geiger, called Connected Aftercare: Youth Characteristics, Policy, and Programs Associated with Post-Secondary Education and Employment for Youth with Foster Care Histories. So it does not win the award for shortest title. All right, so in this study, we analyzed NIDED data to answer 3 questions about youth's connectedness to education and employment at age 21. First, we're interested in several state-level policies. Having state-level policies in place increase the odds of youth connectedness. Second, at the youth level, we were interested in whether or not youth received services and resources funded by the Chafee program, if those increase our odds of being connected at age 21. And third, we looked at several youth characteristics to examine disparities in connectedness. So the sample for this study included about 7,800 young people who participated in NIDED, specifically the 2014 cohort. So these are young people who were age 17 in 2014, and they were in foster care, and they completed surveys at age 17, 19, and 21. So we used data from the age 17 and age 21 surveys. We linked the NIDED outcomes file to the NIDED services file and also to AFCARS to get information about the receipt of Chafee services as well as their foster care history. The main outcome of interest is youth connectedness status at the time of their age 21 interview. Were they enrolled only? Were they only employed? Were they both enrolled and employed? Or were they neither enrolled nor employed? We used multi-level regression modeling to examine potential predictors of youth connectedness status. At level 2 was state level policies. This included things like, did states have an extended foster care policy? Did they have a tuition waiver available to students with foster care histories? And how much did they spend in terms of their Chafee dollars and their ETB dollars? At the youth level, level 1, we looked at whether or not youth received Chafee funded services, such as those related to education and employment training, financial assistance, also how many years they spent in extended care. And also at level 1, there were several demographic characteristics and other risk and protective factors that we examined. So some main findings, overall, about 2/3 of youth were connected to school or work at the time of their age 21. So they were enrolled in school or they were working. About 11% were only enrolled, 41% were only working, 17% were doing both, and 31% were neither working nor enrolled. In terms of state-level policies, we saw that states that had tuition waivers that were available to all foster youth increased youth connectedness to school. And in terms of youth receipt of services, spending more time in extended care, receiving educational aid, and also receiving post-secondary education services increased youth connectedness. I also found several youth characteristics that increased, some decreased youth connectedness status. See the full article for those details. So some implications. First, this is one of the first studies with this population that jointly examined the outcome of education and employment together. This is important because these two things affect each other, right? Sometimes if a youth is in school, this may affect whether or not they're working, how much they're working, and vice versa. We also saw that state policies are important. However, what was really important is youth receiving the benefits of these services. So it's important to improve accessibility, participation, completion of these programs, such as extended care and receipt of ETVs. Findings also underscore the importance of connecting youth and care early, intentionally, and consistently to education and employment services, and tuition waivers that are available to all youth with foster care histories seem to be an important promoter of post-secondary education and employment that help to remove some of the financial barriers. So if you'd like a one-page summary of this article, or you'd like to request a full copy of this article, go to my website, nateakpich.com, and also watch other 4-in-4 videos.